Embiid will have tests on his left knee this week. He's played only 19 games this season after having meniscus surgery on that knee a year ago. After the Warriors blew out the Mavericks Sunday, the team retired the number 9 jersey for Andre Iguodala. He joined the Warriors in 2013 and went on to win 4 titles. Now he's the first of that core group to have his number retired. In the NHL, Jason and Nicholas Robertson became the first set of brothers to each score multiple goals on the same day since Pavel and Valerie Bure 25 years ago. Jason had a hat trick for the Stars. Nicholas had 2 goals for the Maple Leafs, and all 5 goals came in the second period.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Everything you need is just a click away.
I screw up sometimes, silly.
Okay, almost everything.
Come on, pal. Tell your fortune.
Log on today. 977ESPN.com. 977 ESPN, The Zone. Joe Hunk. John Abraham. 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Hello and welcome indeed. John Abraham, Captain Cool alongside Joe Hunk. Here for 2 hours straight of sports talk, goofs, gaps, you know the deal. It's the Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as ESPN Winchester. And we invite all of our listeners, whether you're in the Tennessee Valley, whether you're up in Tennessee, just chilling out, happy, I guess, whether you're across the sea over in Poland, you can listen to our show.
Specifically in Poland only.
Specifically, we want to hear you guys, the Polish. Please comment in over on our WZZN TV chat on YouTube. You can also call in 256-576-9777 is the number to get in. And if you're in Poland and you're listening on your friend's phone and you're thinking, man, I wish I could listen to these guys. All you got to do is download the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app on Apple and Android devices. On top of that, you can listen to us over on 97.7 ESPN.com. Joe?
Why did you pick Poland?
I don't know.
Okay, just
it was better than Sweden.
It was. I mean,
maybe.
America and Canada were better than Sweden last weekend. So, yeah.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about
we
it.
love you.
I did get back into watching some hockey after the Four Nations came to a close. And Joe, you know it. We all know it. The rhetoric behind the whole Four Nations thing was that it was fast-paced hockey. It reminded us a lot of the playoffs, the Stanley Cup Finals. And a lot of people even said it was like as intense as Game 7. And then I go back to watching normal hockey as it gets back into the flow of things. I believe it was the Bruins. Oh, who were they playing? I don't know. The Bruins were playing somebody. And you can just
a game.
tell.
It was happening.
You can just tell that the guys they've just like slowed down. They're just taking it easy. And again, it is that back and forth from, why people kind of stray away from the sport altogether during the regular season. Same way people don't really watch a lot of NBA during the regular season. And if you do, it's totally fine. But in the grand scheme of things, looking at the way that football gets ratings, looking at the way that, even some of the baseball games get ratings, which, it's in and of itself. Definitely not during spring training. But regardless of that, you still see that football is going to reign supreme just because of the way that these guys play every single week. In hockey, in basketball, you notice that the guys are playing a lot slower. You notice that the guys are taking it easy.
You also don't have 25 of the fastest guys in the world on the same team.
That is true.
I mean, that's just part of it as well. I mean, you notice whenever you see like any all-star game and you're going, why is this center not making the shots that this guy made? Well, maybe because he's not one of the best centers in the NBA.
Well, in any other all-star game, Joe, it's just not the same. It was I don't think any other all-star game can compare to what the Four Nations was 2 weeks ago. Just because it wasn't just, the best players on the court. It was the meaning behind the best players on the
Well,
ice.
and I don't think that I will, and in my lifetime, I've ever seen an all-star game be, or even an all-star anything, be as heated and as intense as what that series was. Like, even with baseball and how good they do with the all-star game, there's never been one of those all-star games where it's like, all right, this is it. Like, this is, everything is on the line. Everybody is in it. Like, the only time I ever see that in baseball that is a non-regular season game is a WBC game.
Yeah.
That is it. And that is your country versus our country. And what's wild about this is that the WBC right now is actually getting qualifiers. So as we're getting ready for spring training, and spring training is starting around the world, there are other teams that are trying to getting qualified for the WBC.
Okay.
So, but those games are intense.
Yeah, I agree. What else was intense over the weekend, Joe, was the college basketball. Because I remember going into last Monday thinking, oh, well, look at that. It was a crazy week in college basketball. That was a normal week in college basketball.
That was a normal week.
That was a normal one.
Please.
This week that we got to see, this weekend, Saturday's slate of basketball games was absolutely bonkers. Now, yes, Alabama got back on the right track, won a game against Kentucky, kind of kept it, I would say, assertive. Obviously, the ending always a little bit worrisome for the Alabama fans. But again, this is a Kentucky team that has been a little bit beat up. I think that's definitely the story.
Yeah, no, they didn't have Jackson Robinson, who's one of the best three-point shooters in the entire SEC, which definitely played into it. Because even I, on Friday night, when I was on the air with Moulton right before the Havoc game, I was saying, look, I think that Kentucky can upset Alabama. I called for the upset because I thought that they were going to be able to, with the way that they've been playing, pull off an upset with the way that Alabama's been playing. I also thought that possibly Jackson Robinson may be a part of that.
Yeah,
but
it would have made a difference.
But
possibly.
At the same time, it didn't happen. And so, again, Alabama did pull off a win. And honestly, it was a very good win by them.
Yeah,
especially when Mark Sears doesn't miss a free throw.
Yeah, regardless of that 96 points on Kentucky, I can't say that's too impressive just because these teams are basically the same, Joe. I mean, and it was the same thing last year as well. Fast-paced offenses, defenses, can't really stop much of anything. That's exactly what we got from Coleman Coliseum. It's good to see Alabama sweep it, but at the same time, Kentucky still looks to be fine when it comes to getting into the tournament, getting deep into that. I feel like if they could get it all healthy, get it all figured out, that this team will be just all right. No, I don't know if they'll go super deep, but I mean, this is a Kentucky team you could still be happy with going to maybe the Sweet 16. I would say round of 32.
I would kind of agree on that. I think that right now they have the ability to get to the second weekend, and then the rest of it is going to be based on matchups. Yeah. But I mean, especially with their ability to shoot from the outside, I think they can absolutely get to the second weekend if you get somebody if you get Robinson healthy and you get some of the players healthy going into that. That's why, again, with the ways teams like Kentucky, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, the SEC tournament doesn't matter for them.
No,
oh, we lost our first game. That sucks so bad. I'm so sad. No,
that's when you sleep.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Trust me. It would be great to be able to just get rested up compared to actually just constantly going with the way that these teams are. Yeah. And I think that they would welcome that. So I think that they'll get to the second weekend. At the moment, they're looking like that type of team. Alabama, with the way they're playing, I absolutely see them as a second weekend team. It is now going to be based on the matchups if they can be a third weekend team, because it's not about the fact that, oh, you're not thinking they're good enough to be a Final Four team. No, it's about who they match up with and who they're going to be seeing in their side of the bracket.
It's true, because the game against Mizzou, I mean, on paper, this is a game where it's just like, well, Mizzou's a scary team against this Alabama team, just because of the way the defense plays, the physicality level, all of that. For Alabama, they really could not just get their footing, I would say. And then you look at what Mizzou did this weekend, and you're thinking, oh, Mizzou's going to go on and have a wonderful finish to the season. It's all about matchups, Joe. It's all about matchups.
And that is where Arkansas, when they're not doing anything dumb and getting self-imposed technical fouls, that they are being able to win. And in Alabama, the issue that they're going to fall into is if they come up against a team that can also shoot well from outside and has a down low presence. Yeah. That is what is going to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
if it is a team that has a down low presence, and you could at times put a rematch against Arkansas in that conversation. If they have a down low presence, they could be upset because of the way that they struggle right now around the basket.
Yeah, that was one of the upsets that I wanted to bring up. Arkansas's win over Mizzou. Of course, that was in Arkansas. On top of that, we also had another matchup that an Alabama team, or a team that beat Alabama early on in the season, won. This time they lost. It was at Vanderbilt, against Vanderbilt, in Vanderbilt, against the Commodores, 77-72. Joe, this is like the bottom of the list that I'm thinking is going to make it into the tournament. I'm thinking 11, or I'm thinking a 10. Maybe I'm going to think 11. All right, because I know that's the range that people are throwing the SEC at. I look at Kentucky, and then I look at Vanderbilt behind them, and then it's just kind of getting to the Arkansas and the weird little group. But you still have Vanderbilt doing this. They're 18-9. They're not bad. They're not ranked, but they can still overpower an Ole Miss team that, quite frankly, is pretty freaking good, at least in the country rankings.
They are in that essence, but they're also flawed because of we've seen them with the losing streak and things that teams are starting to take advantage of where their mistakes are. Like, again, if you're obviously going to have to focus on a Josh Hubbard, like guys like that you're going to have to focus on, but it's not just them. They have 2 or 3 players that at any point in time can take over a game. And then you also look at somebody like a Kayshawn Murphy, who rebounding wise is great for this team. So they have all these different oppositions and ways in which they can take care of the basketball. They just screw up way too much at times.
You're looking at Ole Miss, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Why?
I didn't know. I might have gotten you mixed up with Mississippi State.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
Yeah, no, I was looking at them. I could be wrong. I thought I was looking at them.
I hear Josh Hubbard, and I don't know.
Maybe
I
just read it wrong.
You could have.
Look, man, you're trying to be good.
It's a Monday, man.
Now I'm just going to landmine this. Okay, here's the thing.
I'm tired. I'm already done.
No. I think, and I probably did screw that up.
No, I'm joking.
So here's the problem. I am tired. I'm very tired.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be straight with you. Like I probably need to run over and grab me something to wake me up. I don't have my amino right now. I'm out of that. I'm just tired. Here's the other issue. And I'm okay with admitting some of my flaws a lot of times,
okay.
but it kind of plays into something.
Yeah.
I know that I am tired because today when I was shaving my head,
what happened?
I shaved part of my eyebrow.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, is it you?
I don't even know which one it is. I have no idea. My wife pointed this out.
I think I know which one it is, Joe.
I think it, and wait, no, it's this one right here.
Yeah,
it's that one that I'm rubbing right now. I had no idea that I did this. Okay, so I'm just shaving my head. I've got my razor and I'm shaving it and all this sort of stuff. And then my wife looks at me and she goes, "What'd you do to your eyebrow?" It's like, "What are you talking about? I don't know. I didn't do anything to my eyebrow." And she goes, "Did you just shave your eyebrow?" And I'm looking at her like she's crazy. And then I look in the mirror and I go, one of my eyebrows is shorter than the other one. I don't know when that happened. Like, I have no idea.
I could see it now.
Yeah,
I didn't notice it, Joe. I wasn't going to say
it.
anything.
No, unless I call attention to it, like what I just did, you're not going to notice that one eyebrow is shorter than the other because I nipped it as I was shaving this morning.
That's great. That's a
I
great
have
story.
no idea how I did that.
Okay.
And that's how tired I am because I have no clue.
All right.
Like even as she said it, I have no idea. So this is the reason why when I look down and I'm looking at my rosters that I have in front of me, I could have been looking at Mississippi State. I probably was.
You definitely were, you know.
So I'm just thinking to myself, that is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. But in my mind, it's still not clicking at that point in time. And a lot of times it's because I forgot my meds and I didn't forget them today.
Good job.
But at the same time, I can tell that the neurons aren't firing the way that they need to.
No, I understand that.
And so that's the reason why, is because I got a ton of sleep Saturday night into Sunday because Saturday was so packed with a lot of stuff that happened. But then on last night, I didn't sleep at all because of the fact that it was, had a kid kicking me in the back, which all parents know about that.
Mhm.
I started getting like a cramp in the back all night long. No matter which direction I turned, I would get some, like it would be all that. So I didn't sleep well. My daughter was waking up like every 30 minutes and putting out a little whine for a second. Then she would go back to sleep. It wasn't a great night. And now that I'm thinking about this, as I'm sitting here talking to you, this is not good at all. And I can't promise that the direction of anything that's going to happen today is going to be the one that we intend for it to.
Oh, no doubt.
Because you were trying really hard to be very professional.
Man,
right
I
now.
kept this thing on the tracks, Joe.
And then the very moment I did.
It's not your fault, though.
No.
It's not your fault, because I was about to come into this show on a Monday and tell the
trying
people.
to be very, 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 very professional.
Oh, I was about to tell the people. I had this in my mind. I was about to be like, I'm going to phone this one in.
No,
I'm not going to phone
No.
it in now.
No,
Just because
and-
I gotta pick this thing
and
up.
I'm not going to phone it in either, but I'm just letting you know as I'm looking at the camera, and you can see it right there. Just a little bit of. I don't even know how quickly an eyebrow grows back. I really don't.
Oh,
I
it
don't-
doesn't.
Is this for life? I mean, I don't know.
It takes a minute, Joe.
Okay, I
Get
don't-
some mascara. It'll help
My
out.
wife did say that. She's like, "You want me to draw it on?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's draw on the other part of the eyebrow. That's exactly what I need."
Joe, I've been there before, except for I did it on purpose.
I didn't know I did this.
Look, I was a 12-year-old. I had big eyebrows. I've been told that all my life.
Well, yeah, you're Italian.
I was about to go into elementary school. All right. I was already in elementary school, but it was one day I was just like, dang, might have been 5th grade. I remember I was just trying to thin them out, I was just trying to clean them up
Which
a little bit.
You can do.
Yeah, you can. You don't want to do it with the razor, though, because then it'll grow back faster. My eyebrow, my unibrow, all of that stuff. And then I was just like, you know what? I think it's because these go a little too far down. So then I started trimming. And then I had to equal it out on the other side. And then I made one side shorter than the other side. So I had to hit it again. And then it was to the point where I just had nubs right above my eyes. And my mom had to help me out. Mascara was the solution. But then a teacher called me out and said, "Are you wearing mascara?" And I said, "Why would you even bring that up?"
Why would you bring that up? I'm an emo kid that's in a really bad life right now.
I was like,
with my extremely rich parents. I'm so sorry.
You, out of the most
Way to
people,
go.
you should
Listen
not be
to
the
Hunk
one
for
bringing
sure.
that up.
No, I don't know though. I still don't know what happened. Like, if this is where in life I truly believe there's an episode of Black Mirror. Okay.
Today's that episode.
No, there's an episode of Black Mirror where in this society that has been created in the show, everybody wears like, it's kind of like contacts, but they're always in, and they record everything.
Yeah.
And if something goes wrong, like for instance, it would be great for husbands and fights. It would also be bad because then you could prove your life wrong.
Challenge the play.
Absolutely. So you literally can go, oh, well, let's look this up, and you can put your memory card basically in the television and rewind and go, see, look at this. I need that right now to see when I shave the eyebrow.
Yeah.
Because my razor struggles to get even the side of my head shaved with just one simple stroke. I don't know how many times I had to go over that one part for it to actually get shaved. So now I'm thinking to myself, did I go over it twice? Did I go over it 3 times? Was it just one time? I have no idea.
It's all right. The nubby eyebrows actually, they fit you. I think they fit you pretty well.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Me either.
It's not bad.
I don't know.
You can just see that you have your eyebrow bone, which I don't know if that's a real thing. I could see that that's kind of overhanging, but it's like at the same time, the nub itself, it looks fine.
And again, I wasn't even going to bring it up until you just called me out on the fact that I was talking about the wrong team because I'm half asleep.
You were wrong, but at the same time, you were right.
But
Because
no.
it wasn't just Ole Miss that lost. It was Mississippi State as
No,
well.
but-
I just didn't get to that one yet.
But I'm going to be fully transparent on this.
Go for it.
Because as I was talking to you, I'm thinking, I've got to fix this. Like, I've got to do something to fix this. I got to wake myself up. And I did. I was like, you know what? This is proof right here. Look, some people you can just say, look, man, I'm tired. Okay. I have proof. There is proof. And I still don't know when this happened.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea. I even blame my wife. I was like, I actually think that you're the one that did this.
Oh, Joe,
I didn't do it.
I'm going to be honest with you. It happens. Mistakes happen. Goofy gaffes sometimes happen. I want to know what the listener's goofy gaff is. Whenever they're too tired, what is a mistake that you've made? That's a question. That is the question for the day. That's the thing. We set this whole thing
Be
up.
honest.
This is all scripted, guys.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's all for the phone
Yeah.
lines.
No, 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 no.
256-576-977.
No, in I want to know what your thought was as well, because this weekend was slammed with stuff around the Tennessee Valley.
No football, though.
No football, which is good, because if it was happening now, it would probably suck, because then it would be like the UFL. And so we're looking at everything that took place. You had the Rocket City Showcase. You had 2 Havoc games, which some things in that game, the math wasn't mathing. And there's also obviously Alabama and Auburn both playing at home. A lot of things this way. We get into the phone calls. We get everything. I'm going to go get me a coffee and try to wake up as we continue early on this Monday. The Final 48 just got going down in Birmingham as well. We'll keep you updated on all the games that are going there when it involves area teams. All of that as we get going on this Monday on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, WZZN TV, and the Blitz.
Are we doing NASCAR too?
No.
We aren't a winning school. We are a championship school, and we make legends. Join the Crimson Tide as they look to continue to rise to the top of the NCAA basketball mountain. Every game, all season, right here on your home for Alabama basketball, the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Been thinking about what kind of truck you need to pull that big boat or shiny Airstream Classic? I'd like to invite you to feel the torque of an F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. It combines the forces of gas and electric power for over 11,000 pounds of towing muscle. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, where you can test drive over 200 new F-150s. And you can save up to $13,500 off MSRP on a 24 XLT 4x4 with the Power Boost engine. Save over $13,000 on F-150 today. On your way to a growing family or already have one? Then a Woody Anderson Ford Expedition is your ticket to ride. Save up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 24 Expedition at Woody Anderson Ford. $12,000 off Expedition. And there's more too. Get up to $8,000 off MSRP on the Agile and Sporty Escape ST line. And with a versatile 2024 Edge, you're looking at up to $10,000 off MSRP only at Woody Anderson Ford. Bring on the savings. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
Here in North Alabama, barbecue is a part of what makes our home so special, and great barbecue from Lawler's makes it just that much better. Since 1978, Lawler's has been serving up their delicious barbecued pork, ribs, chicken, ham, and turkey for generations of family get-togethers. Recognized as the best barbecue joint in Alabama for 2 years in a row, Lawler's is thrilled to share their award-winning barbecue for your next family meal or catered event. Order online or stop by any one of their 14 area locations. Lawler's Barbecue, cooked slow, served fast.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. A few clouds move into the Tennessee Valley for this Monday night, leaving us sitting under a partly cloudy sky. Low temperatures going to be falling into the upper 30s for the overnight. Looking ahead into our Tuesday, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures going to be warming into the mid 60s for the afternoon. It looks like rain returns back to the forecast early Thursday morning. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Listen weekday afternoon starting at 5 on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It's perfect.
Joe, I know we had some baseball in our neck of the woods. But Alabama had themselves a very interesting game against Ohio State over the weekend.
They did. So they played down in Jacksonville, and the stadium they were playing in is the same stadium that the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp play in. So it's right across from whatever we're calling the football stadium that the Jaguars play in now, because are they even playing in that in 2025? Because I feel like that's the construction on the stadium was supposed to begin. Anyways, so they're playing in this. They're playing against Ohio State. They're down 10-0. They come back. They win the game in the 9th inning. And then afterwards, they're in the locker room, and somebody did a snap.
Oh yeah, the picture is great,
and it's literally the whole baseball team that's flicking off Ohio State because they just came back from being down 10 runs.
Did you think I was flicking off the camera?
It actually took me a second to look at your fingers like, wait, which fingers is he holding up right there?
It's like, why is he doing this?
Which one? Like, dude, I'm half asleep right now. This is not the right time to be doing something dumb on the monitor.
Joe, how many fingers am I holding up?
I mean, I'm not, I think 22. I'm not 1,000%.
I should have just, to entice the people to go over to WZZN TV, I should have just done it.
Well, you can't go over to WZZN TV because there's an Easter egg on the screen right now. We're not going to tell you what it is if you missed the first segment. You just got to have to look very closely to see if you can find out what's wrong on the screen. And yeah, now you get it. So you can go there, WZZN TV. Obviously, if you are listening on ESPN Winchester, you can hop on there as well simply by going to Facebook, YouTube, or X and searching WZZN TV. You can also do that and listen on the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app, which is where you also get the Charger Zone for every single UAH game, as well as the Havoc Zone, which is where you will have Havoc Hockey coming up on Thursday night when they host Macon back at Probst Arena.
Yeah. And tomorrow, the Havoc Hour.
Tomorrow is the Havoc Hour, which is going to be extremely entertaining. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of things discussed, like the fact over the course of 2 games with the Havoc or with Knoxville, Huntsville had almost, let me do the math in my head, carry that one, almost 80 minutes worth of penalties.
Wow. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
They must hate each other, Joe.
They actually do. And it was extremely fun to watch because everything in that first game on Friday night was everything I wanted it to be.
I'm glad.
But here's my problem. And this is if I'm wrong on this, absolutely. The phone lines are open, 256-576-977. But yes, Alabama threw up the double birds, or, some double birds, some just one bird, on a Snapchat about the fact that they had just come back on it and said something about the O and Ohio State.
You know what they said, Joe.
Yeah, something about that. Well, then they have to apologize for this. Am I the only one that thinks that they shouldn't apologize for it?
Look, Joe, I know where you're coming from, and I know where some of the older demographic would come from, because I know that I've tried to once or twice be a little too cocky, be a little too,
Dude,
of a bad sport.
You came back from being down 10-0. You have the right to be cocky.
And again, this is Ohio State we're talking about. They just won the national championship in football, so it's like
it's not like that. It's not like you're going to have to see them again this season. But if you see them again, it'll be in a regional or super regional.
But here's the
or
thing,
the World Series.
All right, you're flicking down. That's what you're doing, and that sounds terrible. 1-5. It was a 1-4 Ohio State team coming in, and you end up
flick down,
coming in getting the win. And this is again after this team they almost had a grand slam. It got stolen. I think it was in the 4th inning, and then you have to come back and start scoring runs again. If that grand slam went, this would be a totally different game. I don't even think it would be amazing to talk about how many runs were put up in the span of only 6 innings. But at the same time, just coming back even after that, grand slam, that gives these people, the players, the fans, that gives them a right to say, hell yeah, we did it. But at the same time, you're going to have the people, you're going to have the coaches say that, hey, let's just take it easy right now. This is a sport. We're all playing it. It could have happened to you.
No, and it may happen to them. It may. But let them do it, because you know what you do after that is then you get them in the team meeting and you look at every single one of them and you go, hey, guys, look, it's not hard for us to figure out who's all in the picture because it's not like you have helmets on or anything. Like, we can all see who's in the picture.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's the problem. I'm letting you know right now that you've just put a target on your back. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's something that you now have to handle. You got to handle it. Regardless of if it's good or bad, you now know that anytime a team comes back and beats you at the end of the season, you are now subject to that exact same post. And that's okay. See, that's the problem that I have, okay? We too quickly want to apologize for doing something that is all in good fun. I go back to, for me over Saturday and Friday night, do you know how many jabs I took at Knoxville during this game?
Probably a bunch.
100%. There were 6-year-olds that were on the ice during one of the intermissions. And I said, and they let a goal go through. And I was like, oh, it looks like Knoxville's goalie. Like, I mean, I literally said, does he not need to be in the locker room right now because intermission started? Does he not know? Like, I'm taking jabs.
I get that.
It's part of it.
But this is Alabama we're talking about.
Who cares?
It's Alabama. The fans care. The listeners care. This is a totally different mentality you have to have at Alabama. And I get it. On the base surface, I'm looking at this and I'm laughing. I'm like, this is amazing.
I love it.
This team's got swagger. This team's got grit. Also, you know, they were able to back it up because, of course, they backed it up.
That's the thing.
But regardless, it's the same reason why people were getting upset with Alabama football this past season. There was dancing. There was people cracking up. There was also this crazy music that was playing during the practices. People don't like that. They don't like that at Alabama. Unless it's changed, the rhetoric around Alabama football is that you are supposed to be different. You are supposed to be the best of the best. This is SEC Nation. And SEC Nation's already, it's totally different compared to any other college conference. But at the same time, Alabama kind of was the team that began that, I would say. I would say they started that description of the SEC. It just means a little bit more.
Dude, it does. It does. But still, you just came back from 10-0. That is the equivalent of being like down 35-0 in football. Think about that. You go into the half, you're down 35-0. For instance, if the Super Bowl happened exactly the way that it did in the first half, and the Eagles went into the halftime, and Kendrick Lamar is burying Drake on the football field in between the two halves.
Yeah.
And then you walk back out, and Patrick Mahomes goes out, brings the Chiefs back, and they beat Philadelphia. You're darn right you deserve to throw the double birds up and look at them and say, you know what? Look at what we just did. Because you now have done it. Okay, it's one thing to say it beforehand. Like if they were doing this right before first pitch, like, hey, Ohio State, before we come out of the locker room, boom, throw it up in the air.
Yeah.
That's different. You just beat a team and you have nothing to apologize for. Now, would I have done it as a player? No, mainly because I never enjoyed talking crap. I sucked at it, for one. And the only time I did do it was when the game was over.
Yeah. I just showed it on field. I don't know if you did the same.
There were only a few times that I was actually able to talk smack and it be like one because I knew it was over with. Now I have one of those in a second, but as far as on the field, I never did it. I was never that guy that's standing at first base and just, yeah, you guys suck so bad. And then, because you know what happens next? Pitcher picks me off at first base because I'm talking smack. I'm
exactly.
Like, dang it. I have a friend. I have a buddy, Ron Slay. Dude was literally the biggest trash talker in the SEC, and him trash talking actually helped him play better. It's the craziest thing.
Well, if you can get in the minds of your opponents, it's a different game.
Well, and that's just how his game works.
Exactly.
Like that's just how it worked. Okay. For me, it doesn't work. I can only remember one, maybe two times, even in high school, that I did this. And one of them was like against Randolph. And it's so crazy that I actually remember this.
Randolph.
It was against Randolph.
Bailey's gonna be coming for you, dude.
Like it happened. It did. And I will not say I'm sorry for anything I did my senior year of high school, because trust me, I was that guy. But what happened is look, it was my final year of high school. I went
we
all
understand,
out,
dude.
I
We
went all
understand.
out, dude. I had custom gloves, I had custom cleats, I had custom everything.
I have a friend that honestly reminds me of how you would be back in high school. If he's still living in Winchester, he'd know. His name was River. He's a brother of a really good buddy of mine. But that's how I exactly picture you in high school.
So this game, I will never forget it. We rolled up into Randolph. The song's in the system, by the way. We rolled up into Randolph because at the time I was driving us there. Our coaches got so pissed at us, but we rolled up to Nelly's Number One because the song just came out. This is how long ago it just came out. So we had this song blaring. Randolph had just built this baseball field. Okay. Like I still think that there was still construction going on around the baseball field. So we get there and it may be in, I don't know, maybe my very first at bat of the game, if I remember it correctly. And so I step into the plate. And it's again, custom everything.
Yeah. With Nelly Number One going on in the background.
With Nelly Number One going on in the background. And I had Hunk written on my cleats. Yeah. Oh, we rolled. I mean, we turned it up too when we were about to get at the field.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Oh, I'm telling you. I mean, we straight rolled in double birds in the air. Like this is what it was. So I had Hunk on my cleats. I'm walking up to the plate and I'm stepping in. And as I'm stepping in, the catcher looks down at my cleats and he goes, only something would have Hunk written on his cleats. What an idiot or something like that. At the end of the at bat, the pitcher throws a curveball. I drop down to one knee and I hit it out.
No way. Out of the park?
Out of the park. I went down to one knee. Hit it out?
Were you wearing your bedazzled cleats? John said you had bedazzled cleats at the time.
No. Again,
that's sweet.
John knows because he was at first base.
Flames.
So he knows.
Back.
And he'll probably remember this. And so what I did is I hit it out one knee over and I stepped on home plate and I looked at the catcher and I said, say it again and I'll put another one beside that one.
Whoa.
And that was it. And even the umpire went, dang. And that's it. That was it. So I don't talk crap until after I've done something.
Well, obviously. It's because you can already be like, I proved myself.
So with Alabama, dude, it's cool. It's fine. You just came back from 10-0. If you come back from 35-0 in a football game, you have every bit of the right to do that.
Oh, we got to know the opinions of the listeners.
I mean,
I don't know because I'm torn.
You have to apologize.
I'm torn, Joe, because my dad, all right, he's a total different guy. He's going to look at this and he's going to say, oh, they shouldn't be doing that. They should act like they've been there before. I don't know how many teams have come back from 10-0. All right.
I mean, it happens. It's not like
it doesn't happen a lot.
It's not like throwing, it's not like hitting 2 grand slams in one inning, which I think has only happened like one time in baseball history. Jeez. But I mean, it happens. I mean, look, even like with the Havoc the other night, Saturday night, they were down 3-0 at the end of the first period, and they come back and tie the game with basically 35 seconds left.
3-0's doable, all right?
Exactly.
Wait, when did you say that they were down?
They were down 3-0 after the first period.
Okay, so they still had 2 periods.
Well, it was 3-1 after the first period because Palm sent one in from the blue line that he didn't even know he scored.
Yeah, you don't leave the game until you're down 4-0, all right?
So that's what I'm saying. So they were down 3-0 and they come back and tie it up and then win in overtime. Like, if you have a great comeback, look, man, I'm sorry about your luck, but we just beat you and we had the ability to do it and you didn't stop us. Do you know how many opportunities you have to stop somebody from scoring 10 runs in a baseball game?
Quite a few.
Do you know how many opportunities you can to have make sure that they don't score 11?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you let that happen. That's on you. That is totally on you, Ohio State. 100%.
Yeah, Ohio State definitely had a chance to be the first win or the first loss for Alabama baseball. But now Alabama going to head back to Tuscaloosa, face off against Jack State.
No, and they do, which Jack State, by the way, was in Huntsville. The softball team was this week. So, am I wrong? Should they have had to apologize? Like, I know this is 2025 and we don't want to offend anybody, but come on. Like, at some point in time, you just got to be okay with your team doing something. Because my belief is again, these players, what they need to do is now they need their coach to sit them down in the team meeting whenever they get back and say, all right, guys, you did this. Be prepared now. This is going to happen. Now it's going to be time to see how you react. Can you handle the pressure? or can you not? Because one of the two is going to happen. Either you're going to have to be able to handle this because of the dumb thing that you just did, or you need to, we need to apologize and kind of, kill the heat a little bit so that everybody doesn't do that to us if they come into the Joe this year and we're up by like 5 runs and they come back and beat us. Which one do you want to do? Because for me, I'm saying, all right, cool. Let's take the heat and let's go with it. And if you can beat us, cool. Hey, hats off to you. Because you know what I would say if the next team posted that to us, if they came back from being 10-0 against us and they won, I'd be like, well, we did it. I mean, I can't be upset. They did it to us. It's fair. We did this. Okay, great. Mark it down, write it up, put it up there. Next time we play this team, I'm going to remember this.
Well, Joe, we got to take it to break. Pay some bills. I want to know.
Go get me a coffee.
I do want to know the listener's perspective, though, because this is an interesting subject that it's like there shouldn't be a problem with it, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that would say there is a problem with this.
And I even just got a text message as well asking a very interesting question that we're going to have as well when we come back on that. So
256-576-9777 is the number to get in to the Blitz. We'll be right back here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and ESPN Winchester. What are you doing?
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. For a limited time, GBank is offering a $250 bonus when you open a GBank Visa signature card. Apply today at vsin.com/GBank.
Braves visiting Sarasota today to meet the Orioles in Grapefruit League play. The Orioles a -130 favorite at Ed Smith Stadium. The Braves are +110 on the money line. College basketball today, North Alabama tied for first place with Lipscomb atop the Atlantic Sun Conference with a 12-4 league record, laying 11.5 points at Central Arkansas today, 145.5 the total. Lipscomb at action at Austin Peay. The Bisons laying 8.5 with a total of 142.5. Coming up tomorrow, Alabama hosting Mississippi State. The Crimson Tide 18-1 with the SEC regular season title. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Conference USA is bringing its premier basketball event back to the Rocket City. Don't miss the 2025 Conference USA Basketball Championships, March 11th through the 15th at the BBC Probst Arena, featuring 20 men's and women's basketball teams playing 18 games with CUSA titles and NCAA automatic bids on the line. Find out who's going to be putting on their dancing shoes. Tickets as low as $40. Visit Ticketmaster.com today to experience Conference USA hoops in the Rocket City, March 11th through 15th.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list and maybe a little scary, but it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Plenty of sunshine in store for this Monday across the Tennessee Valley. High temperature is going to be warming to near 60 degrees for the afternoon. No rain in the forecast. Heading into our Monday night, a few more clouds in the forecast. We'll sit under a partly cloudy sky. Low temperatures are expected to fall into the upper 30s for the overnight. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Can't get a ticket? Never miss a second of Huntsville Havoc Hockey.
Huntsville has a 2-on-9, and that is okay. Tic-tac-toe, and off we go to Pensacola.
With the Havoc Zone, only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Final segment of the first hour here on the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. John Abraham, Joe Hunk. I wouldn't say it's too eventful of a first segment. Just
the first segment was me just trying to wake up. I have my coffee now. We're good.
Brain's just kind of mushed, from the weekend, and then it's also National Flag Day, so it's like we're thinking about all the flags that are flying right now. Our minds are definitely elsewhere, but also.
Oh yeah, we've been discussing in between breaks our favorite flags. We have a top 5 list. We hope you do as well. You can give us a call 256-576-9777. We are so kidding, by the way.
What are you talking about? I was telling you all about my passion and my flag collection, Joe. You're just gonna drywall them.
Just don't know. We're not gonna do that. Look, should the Alabama baseball team have apologized? Okay, look, Alabama basketball beat Kentucky. Auburn basketball beat Georgia. Tennessee had a fantastic win on the road against Texas A&M to get it all started. All right. All of that took place, but then the Alabama baseball team decided that they wanted to throw birds up in the air on the Snapchat. And am I the only one that's like, dude, that's cool. No. Like, hey, you come back from 10-0, you have every right to do that.
Now, there's plenty of people online that are saying this is badass, or this is my team, or hell yeah, or America, and then just go. But it is more, I would say, the older demographic that's leaning towards no, you got to act like you've been there before.
Screw that. That's how baseball stays boring. All right, this is what I want.
Oh, you're gonna love Tom's show.
I know. This is how baseball stays boring. We're trying to make this even more exciting. Don't get upset when you get double birds in the air from the locker room. 256-576-977. Look, we had to cut him off last on Friday because of the commercial break. So we're going to make sure John has plenty of time today, man. How's it going, bro?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man?
I despise all things Tennessee, but that sweatshirt is freaking awesome.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you. The old-fashioned logo.
It is hit, dude. When I saw it, I went, "Look, I've got to have it. Like, this is better than like a national championship T-shirt. Like this sweatshirt and this look like this hillbilly swinging a baseball bat is awesome."
Yeah, like I would probably wear that, and I hate Tennessee with a pass.
He doesn't even have he doesn't even have shoes on. I mean, he's just straight barefoot in this thing.
He's a volunteer.
Yeah. Well, I remember 2 home runs from that year. The one with you on your knee.
Yeah.
I remember that one. And the one that Matt Lang hit over the scoreboard at Joe Davis Stadium.
Oh, my God. I mean, look, I'm not kidding. Anybody that's been to Joe Davis now, it's now where like the patio and all that is right behind the end zone. He hit one like on the road. I mean, it didn't even touch. It didn't even touch the scoreboard. It was a monster shot.
Geez.
It was one that if you were not paying attention, John knows it. If it sounded like a cannon went off when it went off this man's bat.
And it was gone. It was quick.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even think the left fielder turned around. He's like, screw that. I don't even have to.
No, I don't think he had time to move. Yeah,
No.
those are the two that I remember.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the flicking of the bird, like I'm with you. Probably I'm not gonna shoot. I'm not gonna flick birds, but I might do the old Degeneration X,
Yeah,
suck it sign or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's everything's different now than when we were in school.
Well,
different than when we were playing.
Well, and that's where I'm so confused about it, because we talk about how, like, and you and I mean, we both played the game for as long as we could, and like we complain about, oh, well, the game's not growing and stuff, but then this happens, it causes some excitement, and everybody's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Like this right here makes me even want to watch it even more now.
Because you like the
Right, well,
WWE, Joe.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them. I don't want them to apologize to me. They didn't offend me. I'm not mad about it. It's kind of like Auburn and Alabama with the Crimson Crane, right?
Yes.
If you're gonna do it, you better back it up. And when somebody's pounding you into the ground and they're doing it against, they're doing it back to you, then all you can do is kind of like tip your hat. But then when you lose in overtime, and it just that's the kind of thing that if you're going to be a crap talker, if you're going to be someone that runs their mouth or does specific things that are kind of you and your team, other people are going to do it too.
Yeah.
You better be able to back it up.
And there's one story that's funny because it's the different parallel to this one is Arizona when they were playing BYU in basketball.
Yeah. Okay, that one.
It was during the game, Joe. So that's like your description.
That one, even I would go, oh, like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that one you may not want to say.
And then BYU, the Mormons in question, ended up
Yeah.
getting the dub 96 to 95.
But look, like John said, is Alabama or the Auburn players doing the crane on the court afterwards? See, that's even different than Ohio State and Alabama in baseball, because they have to play each other in a couple of weeks. So Alabama has a reason and has a way to retaliate if they were able to do so, and they could do the exact same thing on the El Neville Arena's court if they beat Auburn in Auburn.
Right. Yeah. If you're going to do it, like you're still going to lose. You better be able to handle it. And if you're going to be a crap talker, sometimes you're going to get beat, and better be able to handle people doing it back at you. And that's, I was a little bit of a crap talker.
You were.
Yeah, but nothing made me more mad than when someone started talking crap back to me after they beat my tail, and then I started learning, hey, if you don't talk so much crap, it won't bother you as much. So I've tried to kind of narrow that down in these later years.
Well, and that's what you have to be taught. Like a lot of these lessons you're not going to learn until you do something dumb, and then you got to figure out what the repercussions of it is. I mean, like, if we talk crap, then we either got to back it up, or we have to be prepared that when somebody does it to us, that you're going to understand what it feels like. And if you either accept it or you continue to make sure it doesn't happen.
Just think about all the things we did without cameras. All right. We did some crazy stuff. I mean, remember the old atomic sit-up, stuff like that. We used to do some crazy things. If those things would have been on camera, we would have been apologizing every day.
Dude, seriously, and you even bring that up. And without going into detail, but if even that right there, dude, that would get people suspended now. Like, seriously, and we just laugh about it. Yeah, fired, coaches having to apologize and making you run. I mean, in all these things, and we were just goofing off.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm just glad that we didn't have cell phones with 48 megapixel cameras and stuff like that when I was growing up, because, no telling what kind of trouble we would have been in.
Oh no, especially
a different world.
Oh, absolutely. Especially like in the baseball locker rooms, like before practice and stuff. Oh, no, sir.
Tell me about it. The football locker rooms were ridiculous.
Oh, it absolutely was. But no, John, we appreciate it, bro, because we are about to hit that break, man. We appreciate it.
All right, man. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man. Sure. See you. No, and John is totally right about that. Like, a lot of the things that we did joking around, and even like the initiation stuff, like all of these things that happened, people would be getting into so much trouble for that. But with the double birds and things, I can't remember doing it, but I can't tell you I didn't do it.
Well, here's the thing.
And I definitely did the DX stuff.
And
I know a specific instance where I did that because that was against a team, and that was, God, that may have been like my junior year. We were in a tournament, and a team, we're down losing in the game, and a team was walking back up, and they were like the number one team in the tournament. And so what happened is they asked me in right field who was winning. And I was like, they're winning right now. And then they started to trash talk me as they were walking all the way down the right field line. Well, we come back in the ninth inning, tie the game up, win it. And the first thing I did was go right up to the fence to them, do the DX, and said, "You're next," and walk right back to my team. So I'm telling you, I talked smack, but only after it was over.
I did something similar to that my first year of football, and I remember the big czar, Tom, the big dog, he came up to me. He told me straight up, "If I ever see you doing that again, you're done." And I said, "Okay, I guess I've learned my lesson." Like that, I learned my lesson.
Look,
I want to know other people's stories, though, around that stuff, because it is different.
Yeah.
Don't have to go into detail, but it's like, if he was flicking everybody off inside the locker room, no phone, no camera, even if there was a camera, like old-fashioned camera, takes a picture, you put it on the wall, nobody else is going to see it. No need to apologize. Nobody's going to question you. But technology, it's going to make it go another way.
And Matthew even said on the chat, if you're going to walk the walk, and then you better, or if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk, and you better be able to back it up. Look, the Atlanta Braves' first world championship was all based on somebody talking the talk and then walking the walk. Just go back and watch it, because that's literally what they said when he stepped on home plate. I'm talking about David Justice. We'll continue the second hour next.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
In the Army National Guard, soldiers serve part-time and close to home.
My community means everything to me. It helped shape me into who I am today, and is where I choose to raise my own family. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that helped me succeed. The education benefits I got from serving helped me get my degree and jumpstart my career. The training and leadership skills I've gained from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people, help my neighbors, and look out for my community. I know that when my neighbors need us the most, my fellow soldiers and I will be ready. My family loves it here, and my part-time service means we get to stay here.
Serve part-time in the community you live in as a proud member of the Army National Guard. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard, aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Hey, brother. Saw you call.
John, I've been thinking about our days during the war, and
I'm on my way.
Thanks, man.
If you are a veteran struggling with depression, anxiety, or need someone to talk to, call 800-273-8255. Press 1. It's private and free 24/7. Call 800-273-8255 or visit vetsforhope.com. Sponsored by the Partners of Alabama's Challenge and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Long before winter weather approaches, the Alabama Department of Transportation prepares to maintain interstate and state roads that could be affected by snow and ice.
Yeah, we start training and doing maintenance on snow and ice equipment months in advance to make sure everything is ready for when the freezing weather comes. We will have crews working around the clock that are prepared to plow snow and remove trees that have fallen into the roadway.
Our mission is to keep roadways safe and open. We try to achieve this by focusing on interstate routes first and then secondary roadways by traffic volume.
If the weather allows, we'll start pre-treating the roadways during the day to prepare for the temperature drop at night.
AlDOT wants to keep the public informed during these winter weather events. The best way to learn about state road conditions is the AlGo app and through local media. Brought to you by AlDOT, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
The Drive.
Both those guys have done a good job in what we've asked them to do, and both of them have developed nicely, and both of them have consistently made plays.
Wes and Steve.
Their decision-making, their judgment, their ability not to force things and take what the defense gives and distribute the ball with good decision-making down in, down out is probably the only thing that's going to be any different about them, because it's not physical ability or talent. So it's intangibles, leadership, decision-making, judgment, and all those types of things. And, both guys have done a good job in that regard as well.
Listen to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton each weekday afternoon starting at 5. We are your home of ESPN Radio, 97.7 The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. For a limited time, GBank is offering a $250 bonus when you open a GBank Visa Signature Card. Apply today at vsin.com/GBank.
Braves visiting Sarasota today to meet the Orioles in Grapefruit League play. The Orioles a minus 130 favorite at Ed Smith Stadium. The Braves are plus 110 on the money line. College basketball today. North Alabama tied for first place with Lipscomb atop the Atlantic Sun Conference with a 12-4 league record, laying 11.5 points at Central Arkansas today, 145.5 the total. Lipscomb in action at Austin Peay. The Bisons laying 8.5 with a total of 142.5. Coming up tomorrow, Alabama hosting Mississippi State. The Crimson Tide 18-1 for the SEC regular season title. For more, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. A few clouds move into the Tennessee Valley for this Monday night, leaving us sitting under a partly cloudy sky. Low temperatures going to be falling into the upper 30s for the overnight. Looking ahead into our Tuesday, plenty of sunshine. High temperatures going to be warming into the mid-60s for the afternoon. It looks like rain returns back to the forecast early Thursday morning. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. As we continue, you can watch on WCCN TV simply by going to our Facebook fan page or watching us on X at 977 ESPN, or simply going to YouTube, typing in WCZN TV. As he is John Abraham, I am Joe Hunk. Coming up at noon today, the Tom Abraham Show. Then you got Paul. Then right after Paul is The Drive with Wes and Steve. Right now, the semifinals in the Final 48 are happening down in Birmingham. McIntosh and Brilliant are tied at 33 apiece.
Yep.
With about 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in that 1A girls semifinal. We've got it pulled up on the TV here. And Matthew commented, because we were talking about Alabama baseball, the fact that they put out the Snapchat picture, the double birds in the air, and then they had to come back and apologize. they came back from being down 10-0 to beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
And so the comment, like, I don't think they should apologize. I think they should have doubled down. Personally.
Give me 6 more birds, please.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. Sorry, our bad. Our pitchers weren't available. Yo, guys, come on in. Come on in.
They got little ice bags on their middle fingers.
Not the ones that gave up the 10 runs. Let's come find the guys that actually shut Ohio State down. How about that? Okay. Yeah, the ones that gave up the 10 runs, you guys aren't invited. But that he's like, look, and Matthew says, if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. And I mentioned this right before the break as we were going to break, is like literally this was exactly what was said during the 95 World Series when Dave Justice hit the home run in Game 6 of the World Series. And for Braves fans or for non-Braves fans that forget about this, Braves were in the World Series for the 3rd time in the decade, and the Braves had just went to Cleveland. They were coming back. David Justice did an interview right at the very end. And as he was getting off the plane, and he was like, man, that crowd in Cleveland was amazing. He was like, I wish that Braves fans were like this. And so Braves fans took offense to it. They got angry. They showed up for Game 6, and a lot of the hatred kind of towards David Justice as he was coming to the plate. And then this is what happened in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Are you just playing it? What are you playing it?
I have the Bluetooth on, but it's just not doing what I'm supposed to want it to do.
I can still hear it
Yeah,
coming
you
out of
can.
is it your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, watch. And then he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. Also, I did have the Bluetooth connected, but hey, it doesn't matter. So it was, that's why I'm saying this with this whole thing. If you're going to talk the talk, you better walk it. And so I'm okay with him doing this, but a question that we got text to us this second, I want to ask you guys when we come back. But before that, Jeremy, welcome in to the Blitz, man. How's it going? Jeremy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you
I'm
are, bro.
sorry I didn't hear you say it. It went blank for a second. I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, no,
Okay.
you're totally cool, man. You are totally cool, bro.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about baseball because that's what I was calling about.
Okay.
My question is Rob Manfred just a complete useless moron?
I have a feeling. I have a feeling I know what you're about. What the reason why you say this, but I want to hear why you say that.
Okay, so what I'm about to say leads into what you think I'm about to say.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I look at the NFL at what they've done PR wise. I even look at the NBA. The numbers are not as good as the NFL, and I see their PR. The WNBA even has a PR system than Major League Baseball. What is he thinking? I mean, you've got the only that ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. That's all that you have, because regional is just like ripped to shreds.
Oh, it absolutely.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch anything. You've went in and let MLB Network get pulled from about 3 or 4 major services that provide entertainment. YouTube TV doesn't have it anymore. Dish, the last I heard, Dish has not got it, and Fubo's got it, and DirecTV, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everywhere else that you can stream stuff or do anything else, MLB Network's gone. So you don't even have that. So what is he thinking, man? Because it's like you've lost the nationally syndicated or national program here now. Sunday Night Baseball was, even though everybody muted it for the past 3 or 4 years, I mean, like, what are they thinking?
Well, and the decision that he made for a lot of people don't know, that Major League Baseball and ESPN are ending their contract together. And look, I get the idea that you're saying is like, look, ESPN's basically the only game in town. Like, why are you ending the relationship with the only game in town? I get that. The question for it is that, and the reason he's saying that he's doing this, and I don't totally disagree, is that he's not really, baseball isn't getting the love that NBA is getting, that WNBA is getting, that those things. That's what he's saying is like, look, we're supposed to be partners in this, and you guys don't even show us the love that you give us to give the NBA when it's the middle of the NBA season. Nobody cares, and you're shoving LeBron James down our throat. Like, you're not even giving us that love, where in the middle of the summer when there's nothing else on, you're still not even talking about us.
Right.
So,
and the thing is I look at it like this. So you see these contract disputes come up between like YouTube TV just had a contract dispute with Paramount.
Absolutely.
And was about to lose all 22 channels.
Yep.
Because of their contract dispute. Well, it's not just Paramount, and it's not just YouTube TV or Direct TV or whoever it is that the contract's with. It's both of them. And that's what I'm looking at with Manfred here is, yes, ESPN has, because you know what I used to love as a growing up? My favorite thing in the world to watch, Baseball Tonight.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
Absolutely.
Baseball Tonight was one of my favorites because I got to see every team. I got to know every player. I mean, you didn't get that when you were just watching just regional Braves broadcast. You knew Braves. You knew that. That's who you knew. And I love baseball. I love the Braves. And I love seeing highlights of Barry Bonds, and I love seeing highlights of the Oakland Athletics in their heyday. I love seeing all this, all these other teams that had these great players, and I just feel like Manfred and ESPN dropped the ball collectively. I don't think it's completely ESPN's fault, because if Manfred's in charge of everything, why is he not going in and sitting down in meetings and going, hey, what's going on here?
Well,
why are we? And there's got to be something else, because, there's got to be a way that MLB can go in and fix this, because there's got to be, because there's television everywhere. I mean, there's opportunities everywhere. I mean, look at the fact that MLB Network, if there's a game on that's blacked out, you can just go to, say you're on Direct TV. 216, I think, is MLB Network. Mm-hmm. You can go to 216-1 if your game is blacked out on the regular 216, and there's an alternate game on.
Absolutely.
So you have the opportunity for NFL Network has that too. Mm-hmm. They have 5 or 6 different alternative channels. So why not go in and make a deal and have MLB Network show these games, and then whatever region you're in, that's the game you get.
Well, and you never know why and what they are currently thinking with this. And look, do I agree with you about Rob Manfred being an idiot? I think he's an idiot in multiple ways. I absolutely do. And honestly, I'm shocked that Major League Baseball actually pivoted as quickly as they did with the uniform stuff. I would have liked for them to pivot during the All-Star game and have them mass produce the new uniforms. I would have done that. But there's some things that I do think that is dumb. There's some things that he has done that I honestly, in as much hatred as people have for him, I can't get upset about the pitch clock, because honestly, the game is better and quicker that way. I think the DH in the National League has brought more people into it because of the excitement, so I can't bash that either. But with the things you're talking about as far as the television distribution, I fully agree with. I am going to be curious about the Prime Television deal and what FanDuel just did, because FanDuel just made a deal with Prime TV. And I'm telling you, I know a lot of people that the only reason they even had the cable like Direct TV and stuff you're talking about was just so that they could get the regional channels, so they could watch their baseball teams or their hockey teams or basketball teams. If I can get that on Prime now, there's no reason for me to have my cable provider that I have, because now I can just put on Prime. I can pay my $15 or $20 a month there, and I'm saving $150 on my cable because of this. I agree with you as far as you're taking away the biggest media outlet for sports that there is. And also, I want to know what the alternative is. Are you going to get in bed with Fox now? Is this now going to be a CBS thing? What are you going to be doing to make up for the fact that ESPN is not going to be it? Because look, we all know that if Fox would get out of their own way, they would start putting better programming on, that they would be able to cut into what ESPN's doing. They just keep getting in their own way by putting idiots on that are even worse than what we already have.
And the thing is I remember back in the day, the the Earthquake World Series.
Yep.
I watched that on ABC.
Yep.
I mean, I remember that. I remember watching the Braves, the Atlanta Braves, go into Sid Bream's slide on CBS.
Yep.
And those games, man, I loved it. I loved that they went in and did that. They had a national market, and they had an opportunity for people around the country to see their sport. And then all of a sudden, all that went away with it. And that was the bad thing with getting in bed with ESPN, is then you lost the opportunities to do that. Well, NBA wised up a little bit, and they've went back because they're going to be going NBC Peacock this next season. And the thing is, because they got the TNT rights, but that's when I used to watch basketball. I remember NBC watching the Chicago Bulls all the time. So this is the thing that I wish that they would fix. I wish something had happened, because, man, you want to grow your sport. You want to do the things, have people see your sport and do the things that other leagues are doing. I know Major League Baseball is hard to do that with, because the NFL, you've got Thursday and Sunday and Monday night. So that's all you have. You don't have a game every day, and that's the way Major League Baseball is. There's a game every day except for the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So how do you fix that? How do you do that? Because even with MLB extra innings, when you get that I got it a couple of years ago so I could watch the Braves, still blacked me out.
No,
I got rid of it as soon as I could because I wasn't out of their market.
And that is part of the bigger issue. And Jeremy, thanks you. We do got to get to a break. And that is part of the bigger issue with this. Thanks, bro. Is that you are getting blacked out of the markets. And even if you do purchase something like the extra innings, like, MLB TV, if you have that, then you also get MLB Network.
Yeah.
But the problem is now that you're going to cut this deal. And I mean, they still don't know when it is going to go effective.
Yeah.
Like if they're going to cut it this year or not.
And I didn't want to make Jeremy feel like I cleared my throat because of him. It's just we don't have to worry about that stuff.
Well, you and I don't, because of what I'm saying. But and I had to do this because I was like Jeremy. I wasn't able to watch my team locally,
and we gotta. This is our job too.
And I'm not able to pay attention thing it is. But look, and I will continue to emphasize this. And people, the moment you start seeing it as this, then you start understanding why ESPN does what they do. All ESPN is they're only going to market the stuff that makes them money.
Yeah.
And the stuff that they are spending money on, because then that gets you to watch it. And so we've been ingrained, and it's been ingrained in our society, that Sports Center, you watch it because it's going to give you the biggest highlights through the entire day, but it doesn't. It gives you the biggest highlights that ESPN cares about.
And that's why you listen to local radio stations.
And this is 1000%, as much as people will talk about local radio going away and all that. This is the reason why local news radio and local sports talk radio will never go away, because I promise you, if you want to listen to about an Alabama team flipping off Ohio State, you're not going to get that on the national broadcast. No. You may get a second of it, but you're not getting it talked about the way that you want to talk about.
Who knows? If I pull the right strings, we might even be able to show the picture up on our YouTube channel.
But that is why, and that's where I want to know, if Major League Baseball is going to do this, what is going to be the counter to it? Who are you getting in bed with? Who are you going to start offering up your product with? Is it going to be more of CBS stuff? Is it going to be more of, are you going to get in bed with NBC and Peacock again, so that
TBS,
so that you have your Baseball Tonight or something on there? Like you have Quick Pitch on MLB Network. I love MLB Tonight. I'll just turn it on whenever my team is over and my game is over, so that I can just kind of watch everything that's happening around the league. But you also have to be able to get that channel.
Yeah.
So what is going to be the channel, and what is going to be the show that is going to get the casual fan involved? Where are you going to put it? Are you going to put it on Fox? Are you going to put it on CBS? You're going to put it on NBC? Because back whenever I was younger, and a lot of our listeners were, that was happening, and you were watching it as part of your Saturday morning cartoons and stuff, the This Week in Baseball and all that, which is now on MLB Network. But now you need to put it on somewhere nationally so that everybody can watch it on cable television.
No doubt about that.
So we have more phone calls. I know we do. We're going to get to those when we continue. As today we've been talking baseball. I'm okay with it. It was really more about the bird flicking, but hey, I mean, just kind of, flick the bean. That's all you did, is just out of the Jacksonville. 256-576-4977 as we continue on the Blitz on this Monday morning on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WCZN TV.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe. But it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume. And yeah, you better believe it means more titles, like doctor, CEO, and Your Honor. Because this is the SEC. And here, it just means more. What does it mean to be part of the Southeastern Conference? That yours is the only conference with its own chant? Well, yes, but it means more than that. It means a study abroad program that might include reforestation in a mangrove swamp in Australia. It means finding your calling, your future spouse, your startup's co-founders, and of course, grilling tongs that play your fight song. This is the SEC, and here, it just means more.
Listen to UAH Charger basketball all season long.
So when we came out of the timeout, Coach Hedge had initially called a man play, and they ended up faking a zone. So the whole bench was yelling zone, zone, zone. So we tried to switch the play last second. We ended up getting confused. So Tommy swung it to me, and I initially was like, all right, I'm going to try and get to the rim right here. We're only down 2. We don't need a 3. And he flipped his hips real hard, and I tossed it back, and as soon as I let it go, I knew it was in.
Campbell to plug it in. 81-79 Union. Inbounds it goes. Dribbling it out from Tommy Murs. Swings it over to Campbell. Campbell on the wing for the lead. Oh, my God! Blake Campbell! It's a 3! Into the front court for the win! No good! No good! No good! Blake Campbell with some onions from Jackson, Tennessee!
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy. Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's in the top. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Continuing on with the Blitz, got into a little bit of the baseball conversation as spring training is underway. And we still wonder, where are our favorite teams going to be playing? There's a question for at least some of those teams. Joe?
No, it absolutely is a question. It's kind of weird again, like Tampa Bay. They're going to be playing in the Yankee Stadium, which is really kind of funny to see. We also don't know what they're eventually going to do as far as the long-term plan in Tampa.
Yep.
That's going to be, which absolutely affects the listening area here, because there is a potential that if Tampa wasn't ever to get a deal with the Rays, that they could absolutely move to Nashville as the alternative if that were to happen. But obviously also talking about Alabama, the double birds that they threw up to Ohio State. Should they have apologized or not? We're taking your phone calls as well as all your comments on WZZN TV 256-576-977 as Brilliant right now has a 3-point lead on McIntosh with about 10 seconds to go.
That's a little bit behind because Brandon actually hit.
Shut up.
We got the final.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
if we
going
have
to
the final.
spoil
It's
the
on my
last
screen right now. I've got it on the screen and I'm
gonna
watching.
Are you really that involved in these two teams, these 1A schools?
I am, with the fact that they have already went to overtime when Brilliant was down and they had multiple opportunities to
pretty
win it.
impressive. I'm surprised they got over 40.
Would you say it was Brilliant?
No.
Okay.
I'd say it's
Jason.
I'd say it's Macintosh.
No,
I meant
means it's old and dated.
What's the word? Man.
Go to Jason.
Okay.
Just go to Jason. Jason, what's up, bro?
Magnificent.
Oh, no.
That's the word.
Not much. Hey, y'all was talking about annex or stuff that you like the Alabama bird shooting.
Absolutely.
I like the way
Yeah,
you put it.
I remember being in 8th grade, and this is before cell phones. This is like 79, 80, and we got the ideal that, well, I didn't partake in it, but we would run to the back of the bus after this ball game, and people were shooting these two women moons as we was going down the road. And there was two gals, and at that time we had an offensive coach and a defensive coach. They shared duty. Well, we did not know it was the coach's wife. So they were shooting the coach's wife's moons while we was going down the road, dropping their pants.
Oh,
and we won the ball game like 28-0. And the next day of practice, we're all happy and stuff. And the coach stood up and said, I want to know who had a hard time keeping their pants up last night on the back of the bus. And nobody would confess. He said, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you 3 more times, and we're all going to line up, and everybody's going to get their tail tore up.
Oh.
And the wife had wrote the number down to every player that shot her a moon, because we had her jersey still.
No.
Dude.
I thought it was going to be
yeah.
like, it was like, all right, this guy had a moon tattoo on his butt. You know, we're going to find it. I mean, good thing that wasn't the case.
Oh, no. This was, she wrote everybody's number down. So he already knew who shot his wife a moon while on the way home. We had drove like 45 miles, and they took turns shooting her moon.
See,
and
that's something you just got to learn from, man. You just got to learn
and
from
you
it.
knew, and you knew who it was, because when he would come up to the player, he'd holler like 36, and you just hear him wear him out. It was funny.
Well,
we learned a lesson, though, not to
definitely
shoot
learned.
moons on the back of the bus.
No doubt about that.
Here's how bad it is. Jay, and I don't know. Do you remember the first time you ever mooned anybody? Seriously.
Yeah, I actually do.
How old were you?
16.
Okay.
We had borrowed my buddy's daddy's pickup truck. There was like 5 of us, and we had 3 in the back, and we took turns mooning his car, and the car would just get faster and faster. And my friend who daddy's truck it was, he would start driving faster, and he started running red lights.
Oh, jeez.
And to find out it was an undercover cop from the City of Auburn. He was like, they got on to him for driving like that. Then he wanted to know why us in the back was having a hard time keeping her pants up. It's like no belt, or, whatever. So
this is why I just never did it. I was too worried that something stupid like that would happen. An undercover cop. What are the odds?
Jason,
it was very, very wrong. We thought it was one of our friends who had a vehicle sort of like that, but it wasn't him. So my dad always told me, if you ever go to jail, you'll be big enough to get your butt out. And I was like, we got to the police station, and I was like, all right, we're going to call your parents to come get you. And I was like, no, you're not. I'm just going to sit in here. Oh, they made me call it. So it was a long time before I got to go back out.
I sadly remember when my first one was, because I was in preschool.
Yeah, this has got to be good, Joe. If you were the one that asked, when was the first time you mooned?
I was in preschool over at First Baptist, where Egg Beater Jesus is.
How do you remember this?
Because it was the first time I mooned somebody.
Your brain wasn't even fully it wasn't even developed yet.
I don't know how I remember this, but it was I did it at Egg Beater Jesus. I mean, I wasn't at Egg Beater Jesus. It was in the little playground area in the back of the school because that's where I was for like daycare, or preschool or whatever it was called. That was the first time I ever mooned anybody was there because I remember some kids daring me to. And so I did it.
This is Egg Beater Jesus. Okay, that's the nickname for this guy.
Egg Beater Jesus. It's right there on Governors.
I had no idea that
Look
was
at the bottom
nickname.
of him. It looks like an egg beater.
It does. It also looks like a frying pan with an egg in the middle.
Yeah, see? So there you go. Okay. So Jay, that's the reason why I asked Jason is because I was sitting there going, I may have been 4 years old when the first time was I mooned somebody. Yeah. But yeah, no, yours had a lot more consequences than mine did.
Oh, I think the movie Porky's was out
yes.
back when we did it. So we all thought that was cool.
Wait, Porky's 1 or Porky's 2?
Porky's 1.
Okay. Porky's 2 scarred me for life. When that snake comes up through the toilet, scarred me for life. I still get paranoid over that.
It's happened before at my house.
Shut up. Shut up. It's not helping. Yeah.
We got great ideas from going to the movies back then.
Oh yeah, I remember watching. What was it? It was the first, I think, the movie that Creed. It was Creed the 1. Right after me and my buddies watched Creed 1, we were still in high school. I know it's crazy to think about. God, I know because it's like Rocky came out and a lot of people,
like Rocky 6 or something. Like we're at Creed with you.
It was Creed, and we walk out and we're like, dang, that was a really cool movie. We drove in my buddy's pickup truck and we just hopped in the back in the bed and just started boxing each other. I mean, that's the influence us high schoolers used to get from those movies, or preschoolers that just want to moon Jesus.
I didn't moon Jesus. I just mooned a kid in front of Jesus.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. Also, there's a whole Facebook page for Egg Beater Jesus. Egg Beaters.
Because everybody knows who Egg Beater Jesus is. If you're from Huntsville, you know Egg Beater Jesus.
You just went so south right
there. You
did.
did.
Egg Beater.
He is Egg Beater Jesus. He's on T-shirts.
Well, y'all have a good one today, fellas.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good stuff.
Thank you. Have you never heard Egg Beater Jesus?
I had not, and now I get to tell my 2 other non-Huntsville, locals that Egg Beater Jesus is a thing. So now I get a little bit more reputation in the area.
Okay, now here's the question that I got asked through text message when we were talking about the birds in the air for Alabama baseball.
Let's get it.
Which one is more disrespectful? The Snapchat picture with everybody giving you the double bird, or planting a flag in the middle of your field? Which one is worse?
Planting the flag, I feel like, is on a totally different level of pettiness. Whereas just flicking somebody off, getting the whole team, that's, it's a full family ordeal. Pretty fun, got to admit. Don't do it that much, but you know what? You do it every once in a while. But planting the flag has gotten to a point where it is a little bit excessive. It can be a little bit annoying. I would be more willing to fight somebody over the flag being planted than a Snapchat being sent to me where there's just a bunch of guys flicking me off from the team.
See, and I look at the flag and I was like, well, that's even more disrespectful. At least with the
they're not apologizing though.
No, they're
not.
Those
people don't apologize.
No, they absolutely don't. Look, if anybody's to blame for the flag and planting in the middle of the field, you blame Neil Armstrong. Okay, he started this.
Yes,
that's who you blame. You go back to the 60s and you blame the guy that lived inside of a 3 foot by 3 foot pod and went to the moon and stuck his flag in the middle of the moon and said, "This is now our home." You blame him, because once he did that, it just took us 40 something years or 50 something years to actually decide, you know what if we did this at a football stadium?
Well, it's great that you bring this up too, because it is full circle. Joe, I know I know that today is Flag Day.
No, I only know because you just announced it. I had no idea.
What a wonderful way to bring it back around. Joe, we got some flags.
No.
What's your favorite?
I was so kidding.
What's your favorite flag of all time, Joe? Do you like Brazil? You like Canada? That's a little too early. You like Nepal? How about Mexico? It's like Italy, except for it's got a bird in the middle. I mean, there's so much to like about flags. There's Greece.
You should not ask me this.
Greece has got the stripes. Yes, get them up.
No.
This
you know
is
why?
typical Blitz.
No.
Hooliganery.
No, because again, I'm going back and think about if right now, because this is going to happen in the next 365 days. I know that this is going to happen probably between these two teams. You know that somebody for Alabama, when they win at Auburn this football season,
nobody's going to plant a flag.
They would plant a flag.
No,
come
not
on.
This season. Not
you
this
cannot
season.
tell me that they're not going. This ain't a Nick Saban team anymore. They're dancing on the field now.
Do you think Auburn would be the team more willing to plant a flag than Alabama?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But they're also not playing in Tuscaloosa, and Auburn doesn't win in Tuscaloosa. What are we talking
So
about?
do you think that Alabama on the other side would plant their flag, would try to attempt to plant their flag at Jordan Hare?
Dude, right now, Alabama planting the flag on Jordan Hare is the only thing they haven't done, because pretty much Auburn has a tramp stamp on their back with the elephant on it because they're owned by Alabama. Like, that's just basically what it is.
I miss football talk.
I mean, that's basically what it is. Okay, because the football program, especially under the moron, is not going to be able to beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa whatsoever. But Auburn and Alabama play in Auburn this year, so the only team planting a flag would be Alabama.
If I saw Alabama try and plant a flag, even if it was 1-2 players, if the whole crew went up and tried to plant the flag, I would shake my head slowly.
Okay.
I would not be happy with that.
Which SEC school is going to be the first one to plant a flag this football season?
Oklahoma.
No, why? Where?
It's Oklahoma we're talking about. This is the team that started the flag planting, at least in the college level.
Well, yeah, because of Baker Mayfield.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they are the ones that are more willing to do that. Outside of that, I would say Texas. Why do I say this? Because of the Big 12 connection that they have, the Red River shootout rivalry nowadays. That's why, because I think that is the type of rivalry that'll have that type of pettiness to where there is a flag being planted. Other than that, maybe the Egg Bowl, and that's at the end of the season.
No, because you want to know why I would say this would be Alabama.
Why?
I'm wanting to double check before I say this for sure. I've got to double check something.
Well, we got plenty of listeners that will check it for you.
Here we go. Where's their first game of the year this year?
Their first game?
First game of the season.
Are they playing Florida
August 30th,
State?
Florida State in Tallahassee.
Oh, jeez. They're already planted something at the beginning of this game.
Plant the flag on top of the
spear
logo right in the plant the spear, because they're going to plant a spear in the beginning of it.
Exactly. You finish off, plant a spear later.
You plant the flag right there in the middle of the field.
And you know what? There'll already be a divot. It's natural grass. There'll all be
Yeah.
a divot from the spears, so it'll stick real good too.
See, do you now see why I say this would be Alabama?
I'm not seeing this from Alabama. I don't care if Nick Saban's gone. It's the same mentality. I understand. Jalen Milroe and this team got a little rowdy last year. The year before that, Kalen DeBoer, he's got to get the horse under control. That's what he's going to try and do in 2025. He's got a different quarterback, which means he's got a different mindset at the leader position. That's going to have to trickle down. This team's not going to plant any flags, Joe.
No, here's
real.
With Oklahoma, though, they don't have an opportunity to even plant a flag until November. See, that's where I'm saying who's going to be the first team that is going to plant the flag, because you've got to go by the schedule. Because with Oklahoma, they get Michigan at home. You're not planting a flag at home. They play Texas in Dallas, planting the flag in Dallas. That's no big deal. Then you go to South Carolina. Why would you do that in Columbia, South Carolina? And then November 1st, they play at Tennessee in Knoxville. That's the first opportunity that they would really have to, quote unquote, plant a flag. Where Alabama, on the other hand, is in Tallahassee, first game of the year. They can plant the flag, double birds in the air to not only Florida State, but Gus Malzahn and everybody, and walk off the field.
I don't want to see that happen, Joe. You make a good point, but I don't want to see that happen, especially not against the Tallahassee team. That's the same type of disrespect you're giving to an Ohio State team.
And they deserve it.
But that's just if Florida State is up, I would say 28-0. I'd say that is a similar type of scenario.
Okay, first game of the season, I can't say it's not going to happen. Alabama's going to have a new quarterback. But I'm just, look.
That's
okay,
not going to happen.
No,
Joe.
because then here, here are your other options of teams that could plant their flag.
Give me Vanderbilt. They got Pavia, man. He's a little rowdy. He's kind of like a Baker Mayfield-esque guy, and they got Charleston Southern first game.
No, but who do they have second game?
Virginia Tech.
Their natural surface at Virginia Tech.
Smarty Pants schools.
Inner Sandman, getting the
Yes.
crowd jumping at the very beginning
I'm
of it.
liking it.
And if Vanderbilt could win, they could then plant the flag. If we're talking flags right now, and you're talking about SEC schools and which one could be doing the planting of the flag first, I see the Vanderbilt side of this. I want Alabama to do it. Like, that's the next level of this whole, not petty thing, but that's the next level of just absolute slapping you in the face is by planting your flag on it and doing it as like Dixieland Delight or Ramber Jambers playing. Come on.
You have a different mentality than me.
Yes, because you know why?
I was a fan of Ozzie Newsome. That's why.
I like fun. That's the reason why, okay?
Go watch SpongeBob if you like fun.
No, I like fun. And I understand that there's Alabama fans right now that are all in their feelings right now because their favorite baseball team just got rid of the mustache rule. I get that. You know it. You know the joke. Don't even act like you don't, okay?
How many? Oh, I know a few people that are both fans of Alabama baseball and Alabama or New York Yankees.
Yeah. And their favorite NFL team is Dallas. But they also like NASCAR, which is the reason why they hate being Cowboys fans, because they understand what Ricky Bobby said. Because if you're not first, you're Dallas. 256-576-4977.
Got me right there.
I
By the
didn't
way,
even mean to.
Appreciate you throwing out the NASCAR. Josh is on with us. Josh,
Yes.
how you doing, man?
Josh.
What's going on, guys?
Chilling out.
Heart just got racing a little bit. How about you?
Same old, just working and grinding.
What can we do for you, man?
Hey, I just wanted to say to your point about planting the flag, since Ohio State decided to be so petty and take it to a judge, I think we're going to see a whole lot of planting the flag this year.
How many lawsuits could be put against the opponents of Ohio State
Absolutely.
this year?
Look, and you know what? At least give it to Alabama baseball. At least they didn't try to plant a flag at Jacksonville on it. They at least went something different. Like they respected,
True.
they respected the law.
Right.
I think that I honestly, I want more flag. I want it. It's the evolution of trash talk. It is the evolution.
Oh, you and me both. Hey, look, I hope we plant a flag at Tallahassee. I would love it, but I don't think they will.
I want it, and I want all the old Alabama fans that are just like, we shouldn't do this. Be like, let the kids have fun. Just let them have fun. That's all it is. Like, you're just having fun.
Yeah, even when the security comes and starts spray painting everybody to kind of disperse, that's still fun though.
No, that's not that part's not fun. Just let them play. Let's let them have fun. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, geez.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all fun.
Yeah. See, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hey, have a good one, guys.
You
I got to
too.
get back in here.
All right, man. Have a good one. I appreciate he walked out of work just to give us a call on that.
Jay Bird Vassar, he got in on the chat and he said I could see Auburn and or Tennessee doing the planting of the flag instead of Bama. I could very much see that happen. It's just Alabama. There's a culture behind it that kind of sticks with me. And when I see other teams do it, like Oklahoma, there's obviously a lot of culture behind it, but it's not the same. They didn't have a guy. Maybe it's just the Bear. Maybe it's the Nick Saban. I mean, these guys they embedded a certain rhetoric into the university. And I don't want to think of this university as, the highest being. It's definitely not, but it is still a university with so much culture behind it, so much victory and so much passion that I don't know. It's just Ozzie Newsome said it. You've been there before. Act like it.
That's great.
And that's the way that I see this Alabama team needing to be. Just a little bit different in the most different of all conferences.
No, but just like with the Yankees and the facial hair rule.
I love that.
Times change.
But Aaron
People
Judge with a
change.
beard?
No, look, and I want it to happen, okay? Like I want it to, I want to think that not a single Yankee has picked up a razor since this rule happened.
Awesome.
I want them to go through all of spring training right now to have a beard so that when they go up to New York and it's still 25 degrees and they're opening the season up in New York, they all have beards on like it's hockey season. Like, I want that.
Well, they're going to be warm with those beards too.
Right. Like, I want that. But see, that's the thing is times change. Okay. There was a point in time where, Alabama didn't want to believe in going with the wide open spread, hurry up, no huddle offense, but they had to do it. Evolution of the game causes you this. Kids in 2025 are going to want to have more fun. And now, again, with all the rules and everything that kind of takes away from all the fun, you got to let them have a little bit more fun. And if planting a flag in the middle of it is now like the newest thing, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be exactly like the turnover trophy or the turnover belt or the turnover chair or whatever it is that Boise State once had. It'll eventually have it where so many people are doing it, it's going to be old.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to do it anymore because it's like, that's not the new cool thing to happen.
We should guess what that next new cool thing will be before we even get into the next cool thing, which again is planting the flag, which is just only started. I mean, we got the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, no.
I would say last year.
Well, see, and the other part is in all reality, you said Oklahoma, and then you said Texas. Texas is the one that actually has the first true opportunity to literally give double birds in the air to everybody because they open the season with Ohio State next year.
Ooh.
They can't plant a flag because obviously it's an artificial surface, but they can just take like the little flag.
No, they can try.
No, you don't try because then you look stupid. What you want to do is you then take the little thing that you plug a flag into, like what the Titans do now, since they can't actually jab a spear into the middle of the football field. You just have something over there that you can plant the flag in, and you just take it out there and you just sit it right there in the middle of the field, and boom. That's it.
Maybe they could be like the political posters that go outside of your house right next to your mailbox. That's what we could start doing instead of the flag, since they'll actually go into the turf.
Those will go into the turf?
Yeah.
I didn't think those would go into the turf.
They'll go into the turf, Joe. It's a lot thinner.
My bad. I mean, look, we've evolved a lot since Neil Armstrong did this in 69 or whenever it was.
How did he get that thing into the moon's surface? Isn't it like a big rock?
It's dust. It's dirt.
It's not all dust.
Oh. It's moon dust. It's literally called moon dust.
Well, Joe, similar to.
Okay, you get the phone lines. We'll go to break. 256-576-4977 as we continue. Who should be the first SEC team to plant their flag in 2025? Next on the Blitz.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budget and energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at JetSuperstore.com.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title, because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beams likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
In Tuscaloosa, we live by the blue-collar basketball motto.
Stepping back, the 35, hard work. 2-on-1, driving, stepping through, top shot, got it to go.
Teamwork.
Playing the song for the champions of the Southeastern Conference.
Join us for every game right here on your home for Alabama basketball.
Listen to Alabama basketball all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And now, a man who knows what you ate for breakfast.
Now for the biggest thinker of them all.
He knows it all. He is Drew DeArmond. Listen to Drew and Scott Tyson weekday mornings. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
But that trick never worked.
We've been talking a lot about flags. Of course, planting the flag has been the subject. But there was also a checkered flag, and it was taken home this weekend. I know Joe's super excited about this, as we get to see Christopher Bell get his 10th win of his career, and he holds off both Hocevar, who turns into a villain last night, I guess, and then Kyle Larson.
All right.
If this thing didn't happen, if
you have 30 seconds to talk about,
okay, that's fine. That's fine. If Carson Hocevar kept going forward, and there wasn't a flag on that last rate on the last, you're really putting me the pressure on.
I know.
The yellow flag goes off. Hocevar would have won this race. This is his second year in the Cup Series. Summer loves this guy. All right, this is our favorite driver. He's young. He's innocent, and you know what? He's doing exactly what he needs to do to get the checkered flag. He didn't do it last night, though. He didn't do it last night. He just got a lot of enemies.
That's my alarm telling
Okay,
you that you're
there
done
you go.
on that.
I'm done.
256-576.
Christopher Bell in Atlanta.
4977. Brandon, welcome into the Blitz, man. How's it going?
Is Hocevar the Rick Vaughn of NASCAR?
So yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would say he's the intimidator. He's the newfound intimidator. I wouldn't compare him to the same skills that one Mr. Dale Earnhardt would have, but he's definitely intimidating whenever he's coming hitting from behind and then accidentally spins you out, and it's so tough to say that one sentence. So,
well, I'm headed out between these games. Mr. Heish said that that Brilliant and McIntosh game was going to be very even, and he thought it would come down to the last basket. And boy, did he hit that one right on the head.
Yeah, it's okay now to give the spoiler. I just didn't want to give the spoiler during the show just because I'm watching it on NFHS like a lot of people are. And so I was like, wait a second, it's not over with for people that are actually having to watch it and are not in the arena. So that's the reason why I was like, hold up, don't give the spoiler yet.
Well, I didn't know. And then Jeremy texted me and was like, hey, he's like, Joe's pulling the reins back. He's like, you're sending updates in faster than they can see it.
Yeah.
And I said, really?
Yeah, no,
I didn't know that.
when you were putting it into the chat who had just won, we still had 30 seconds to go in the game.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, hold up now. Let's not give any spoilers to anybody else that's watching on NFHS, because a lot of us can't be inside the arena as this thing's happening.
I wonder how many people are watching the game as well as listening to us at the exact same time.
They need to be.
You get all the sports you need.
Well, I didn't know if y'all were watching it on like network TV that was up to speed. I didn't realize you were watching it on NFHS.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. Matter of fact, I'm waiting for the next one to start so I can put that one up on NFHS.
Got you. Well, I checked out on that one. I spent a little emotional capital on this last one. Now, the winner of the next game, not the second game from now, not the one coming up with Spring Garden, they play Thursday at 5.
Yes.
Now, will we see Jumpin' Joseph at this game? Any chance you venture down, you two?
Don't think so on Thursday. The only reason is because I've got a slam Thursday, just between the show, Tom's show. My wife has a doctor's appointment to check up on the baby.
So you're going to be busy.
And then we also have Havoc hockey that night. So it's Thursday's a little bit hectic.
Oh, you got Havoc hockey.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, I just wondered, does my truck pass the bar for outfield?
Absolutely, it does. As long as you could get a grill on top of that thing, you can join the. We don't have a name for it yet. We're trying to come up with one. I called it like outfield. I called it Tailgate Canyon the other day.
Chargers Tailgate Association.
Good
of
God.
the outfield. It's
What?
about as boring as something college football would throw at us.
CTO. So it's two. Okay. Yep. Thanks, Brandon. We appreciate it, bro. We'll talk to you tomorrow as well. Tom's coming up at 12.
Oh, wait. I had an A-Rod story I was going to tell you. $10,000 on the line.
In the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Howdy, folks. Bob Baumhauer here. Whether you're planning a tailgate party at the game, cheering for your favorite teams at home, or at your local Baumhauers with your family and friends, we're here to make your football party legendary with our party-ready tray selections. From our always fresh buttermilk fried chicken tenders to the homemade Nana's chicken salad, and of course, our fresh, never frozen, award-winning buffalo-style chicken wings. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Auburn basketball coach Bruce Pearl has a challenge for you.
Be an MVP to a child in need by opening your heart, opening your home, and becoming a foster or adoptive parent in Alabama. I know so many folks that are. They tell me it's one of the greatest things they've ever done.
To learn more about becoming a foster or adoptive parent, visit dhr.alabama.gov. That's dhr.alabama.gov. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
There are many adults in Alabama who cannot take care of themselves. Some of them need foster homes. The Alabama Department of Human Resources has a critical need for caring men and women to provide safe and supportive homes for vulnerable adults. Make a difference in someone's life. Be an adult foster care provider because love never ages. For more information, visit dhr.alabama.gov/AFC. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof, not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Sports Center. Good morning. I'm Doug Brown. The Carolina Panthers will let veteran linebacker Shaq Thompson become a free agent after 10 years with the team. He was hoping to play his whole career there. Thompson played just 6 games total over the last 2 years with injuries. The Browns will cut starting safety Juan Thornhill. He struggled to stay healthy over the last 2 years after playing his first 4 seasons with the Chiefs. ESPN's Shams Charania reports 76ers center Joel Embiid will have more tests this week on his left knee. After those tests, Embiid and the team will consider treatment options. He had surgery on that knee a year ago, but has only played 19 games this season. The West-leading Thunder host the Timberwolves tonight. Last night in Minneapolis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 37 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in a Thunder win.
We are your home for March Madness.
Sid Garcia, it's not stage 3 of the year. Fortunes at 86 all time.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
King of college football reigns supreme all year long. Now more college football talk with the king of college football. It's the Chuck Oliver Show on Southern Sports Today.
Hour 2 of Chuck Oliver Show kicks off right now. I told y'all all about a week or so ago, started looking at various mock drafts. And high school recruiting is so not important anymore. Okay. Looked at various mock drafts. And on average, what I was finding is that first round, the projected first rounds, there were 8, maybe 7 guys who had played at more than one school. That means that there were a whole bunch who had played at just one program, who had not transferred. So high school recruiting, yeah, the stars matter, the classes matter. I want to welcome on from right now. On 3 Sports, Director of Recruiting, it is Chad Simmons. Chad, welcome. How was your Monday?
Doing well, Chuck. How about yourself?
Oh, nothing but good, man. We're talking college football, and that means the next round of stars. You obviously were in Atlanta this past weekend, the Sevens. It was a 7-on-7 situation. And who impressed you most there? Because that's when you can really stretch it out.
Yeah, it was loaded. Obviously, you always have quarterbacks. It's obviously an offensive friendly, typical 7-on-7. But I'll tell you who really caught my attention was Albert Hill. He's a cornerback from up in Ohio. He kind of played to his ranking. He was one of the top cornerbacks, or he is one of the top cornerbacks in the country. He has schools like, of course, Ohio State, being an Ohio kid, in play, schools like Oregon, schools like Alabama. I think he gave up maybe one completion that I saw. Obviously, there's games going on everywhere. You can't see everything, but he was just a lockdown guy that I think you see why schools like Bama, Oregon, Ohio State are fighting for him. And I think a kid like a running back from Alabama, Xavier Crowell, he's a guy that reclassified. We're seeing more and more of that as well in recruiting these days, going from 2027 to 2026.